I'm live. What up? Back again. I was just here 17 minutes ago. What's up, YouTube fam? Man, everyone got this awesome Venom cover today that I didn't get. That's okay. It happens. You never know, they say. And right now, you never know. Get Instagram flowing. Instagram, YouTube. We do this every time now. So like I was saying, episode 33 of Nicktendo. We are going to talk about Netflix originals, movies, shows. If you're into documentaries, I can't say I've watched many on Netflix. We're going to go over it. I got a lot of stuff on here to talk about. All right. If you want, feel free on Instagram. You're going to buzz in. You're going to request to be in the video. You are 100% welcome to be in my video. YouTube, still working on the kinks, like I said. So, I'm getting better. I got the new camera set up. I got the mic going. You're getting better. Instagram, the usual. So, we're going to talk. I'm just going to talk about a show. If you love it, tell me. If you hate it, tell me. Tell me about a different show. Also, The Dark Background. Forgot to mention that. Comics After Dark, Tony Stark, whatever. And then we are also going to go into some movies. I'm just going to kind of hit it out of random order. Like I said, feel free to come on and let's do it. So we'll give it another minute or two and we will get the Instagram people on. And that's that. So YouTube, becoming a huge fan of the community. I was talking about before. What's up? From Heroes to Comics is on. Yo, tell me one of the tell me an Instagram tell me a Netflix original you watch, bro. Let's see what he's got to say. From Heroes to from Heroes to Icons. I always call it comics, it's icons. I won't get it wrong anymore. I was supposed to do a giveaway today too, and I forgot. So I'll do it on an exclusive in a couple of days. Do you want to see it? I'll show you. From the game. Anyone playing Call of Duty before we keep going into this whole Netflix original things? Oh, you're watching The Witcher? Dude, okay, I finished The Witcher finally. I loved The Witcher. So a quick backstory on The Witcher. In case anyone doesn't know, The Witcher started off as 2 short stories, went into 4 novels, and then The Witcher became the game. Then obviously they did the show with Henry Cavill. And yeah, it took off from there. I'm not gonna leak anything on it because it's one of the newer ones, but definitely keep watching. If you read the books, it's better. A lot of people I know and friends that didn't read the books or play the game didn't exactly like the show that much. I personally did. Before it came out, they said it was going to be the next Game of Thrones. I'm not going to agree to that because I don't think enough people who don't know the backstories of The Witcher are going to go into it. What's cool is The Witcher is literally starting on Netflix, is starting from point 0 and then working its way up. So we'll see what that does. Stranger Things I didn't get into, man. I started watching it when it first came out. When I did like the first 2 or 3 episodes, just wasn't into it, man. I wish I was. Everybody raves about it. Like a lot of my family members watch it. A lot of people at work watch it, and I can never talk about it. I have to try and revert to something else to talk about. A show I will tell you guys about that's a Netflix original is a show called Flaked. If you're a Will Arnett fan or a David Sullivan fan, David Sullivan is more like a producer now, kind of, but he's still going with it. Yo, what up, Tom's Comics? Tell me something you watch that's a Netflix original, man. Flaked is a story about Will Arnett. He lives in California. He has a couple of random friends. He rides his bike around town. And this new girl comes into like the coffee shop he goes to every day, and him and his 2 friends and her become like this big story. You learn a lot about his backstory. The whole show, I think, is 14 episodes, to be honest. The first season was only like 6. Each episode is like a half an hour. And then it just rolls from there. So definitely worth checking out. It's like a dry comedy. So what's up, dude? Changed the name. I didn't realize that until the last giveaway I did, man. All of a sudden I was like, wait, those numbers, I remember they represent something. And then I was like, I think this was Hack the World. And it turns out it was. Tell me something you watch. Altered Carbon. That's the one with Joe from The Following. I don't remember his real name, but I didn't get into Altered Carbon. I wish I did. That was a cool looking one. I watched a movie that I think kind of represented it called Mute. that might have been a Netflix original, but don't quote me on that. I don't actually think it was now that I'm really thinking about it. But Altered Carbon seems cool. Like I said, I wish I got into it. Obviously, a real basic one we did, El Camino. If you watched the episode we did of Nicktendo with Dan and Sam on Breaking Bad, you saw we talked about El Camino also. I personally loved it. I think I'm actually really happy that it went on Netflix rather than into the movie theaters, just because I think it did better on Netflix than it would have in the movie theaters. It gives more viewers a chance to watch, obviously for the price too. What you pay for Netflix is what you pay going to one movie. So that's crazy. This is the new cam, dude. AJ is on the house. AJ, tell me what you're watching on Netflix, dude. What else do we have watching? Big Mouth. I think I kind of talked about it before. You didn't like El Camino? Did you watch Breaking Bad? From Heroes to Icons. If you watched Breaking Bad, let me know. Big Mouth is so funny and the most crude show out there. Like if you thought South Park was bad, Big Mouth is worse. Like it's just so funny, but so raunchy and everything. So it's one of those shows that I personally thought was hysterical, but you can only take a couple episodes at a clip. You don't want to watch too much. See, I hated Breaking Bad and loved El Camino, dude. I don't know why. Need new shows. Oh my God, what do I have on here, dude? AJ, watch the Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy was Gerard Way, the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. He wrote the comic book. They turned it into a show on Netflix. 8 episodes. Great soundtrack. You won't regret it. I'm trying to think of who's in it that you would know. Ellen Page is in it. So, oh, you saw that already? Damn, you suck. What else do I have on here? AJ, if you liked Avatar: The Last Airbender, I need you to try a show called The Dragon Prince. I'm trying to get Dan into it. Same group of people did it. Quick 24-minute cartoon, but kind of anime-ish, really good. So yeah, Big Mouth we said. Big Mouth is done by, I know his name. I don't remember his name. Wow, I'm so mad. It's not Matt Groening. Oh, no, maybe it is. It might have been Matt Groening. The movie Six Underground. That's the new Ryan Reynolds show. It was a movie with him. I'm trying to think of who else is in it. James Franco's brother's in it. Dave Franco's in it. And there's a whole bunch of other characters. They're called Six Underground as a group of 6 people. They're like known to be ghosts. So they're supposed to be dead to the world. And Ryan Reynolds started this group with the money he had. He takes 6 people and they just kind of like do good things and save people. Really cool action. I didn't like the beginning of it. I also hate Dave Franco. I don't know why. I just can't get past it. I wish I could. But the movie ended up going really well. And it was like 2 hours maybe, but a lot of action, a lot of cool storylines. The characters get really close because they're all brought from random areas. Like Ryan Reynolds knows they need to do something better in the world, and the only way to do it is to kind of be a ghost because you can get away with a lot more stuff. So definitely worth watching. The Witcher, 8 episodes. Every episode is long. It's an hour, but definitely worth it. I am in love with the girl who plays Yennefer. I don't know what her real name is, but oh my God, is she gorgeous? Umbrella Academy, we kind of just broke down with AJ. Like I said, Ellen Page. It's basically a handful of siblings that were adopted. They were all born on the same day, so they're all the same age. And this rich guy basically turns them into superheroes. They all have their different abilities. Some of them he has to give abilities to. Some of them they don't know their abilities. But definitely worth the watch. Like I said, if you've ever seen, I want to say it was Kingsman. If you watched one of the Kingsman movies where they do the church fight, AJ, I think you told me about this first. I think they're playing Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. I hate Queen, but I love that song. It's like the perfect scene for that song. The Umbrella Academy does the same thing. The first big fight scene with them is very good, and it's all got Don't Stop Me Now playing in the background. Like I said, Gerard Way is, if he chose the music to the background of the show, he's a genius because it was so good. It just kept you locked in the show. I watched yesterday, Tuesday, Monday. I watched Monday night. I watched A Marriage Story. So, dude, I saw something for Troll Hunter. I didn't watch it, but I literally was like, I should put this on my list and just crush it in one sitting. So, but I didn't. I'm guessing you didn't watch it based on your question, but I would love to watch it. Um, anyways, Marriage Story. Adam Driver, who plays Kylo Ren, and Black Widow Scarlett Johansson are married. They have an 8-year-old son, Henry, and it's all about how they're going through a divorce. Really good movie, not really a family movie. It's funny because like the movie will lean you towards one of them, and it's like, oh, it's this person's fault that they're getting divorced. And then you hear like little things, like they kind of just drop quick like information on you that you have to pick up quickly because they'll literally go right past it and talk about something else and then bring it back a little bit at some point. So things are only mentioned once. And then, like I said, they'll tilt you the other way. All of a sudden, you're totally on one person's side. But it's crazy because the entire thing really just shows you how like nasty divorce lawyers can get. So, like I said, worth a watch. Long movie, like 2.5 hours. It was up for a lot of awards at, I think the Oscars was this past Sunday. It was up for so many things. I don't know what it won and what it didn't, but Adam Driver is a genius. I've never really seen him in anything but Star Wars, so to see him outside of that was very good. And Scarlett Johansson, I keep seeing things with her in it. Me and Dylan went and saw Jojo Rabbit on Sunday. Super good movie. She did an awesome job. It was incredible. Next show we'll talk about Bloodline. Bloodline is hard because Bloodline is one of those shows where it only has 3 seasons. It got cut. I think it only has like 30 episodes. It's one of those shows where you don't understand it until you watch it. It's just a deranged family with a lot of problems, and it gets physical, it gets violent. One brother is a cop, one sister is a lawyer. The other brother is like an alcoholic. He runs a boatyard, and the other one is a chef who's always in and out of town, and the parents run an inn. And just a lot of stuff goes down. The brother comes back to town, and all the brothers and sisters are worried about it. It's not a good plan, and it's really just how it goes from there, because things happen in the show every episode where all of a sudden you're like, yes, they're going to clear this up. No, they're not. It's one of those. It grabs you. Try Bloodline. The first episode, watch through to the end. It's slow, but the end tells you how the first season ends in the end of the first episode. And like I said, it just hooks you. You just have to sit and watch more of it. So I would recommend it. Kyle Chandler, who played Coach Taylor on Friday Night Lights, he's in a couple of other things. He's the main star, and he does wonderful. And so is Linda Cardinale, who played Daphne, or as many people have watched, Dead to Me, which is on here too. We'll do that one next. She's one of the sisters. Train keep rolling. So Dead to Me. Dead to Me was one of those shows that was Christina Applegate and Linda Cardinale. A woman's husband dies, and it's a super dark comedy. She doesn't know what to do without her husband, and she just goes off the hook. Like, she goes crazy. She has her kids, and they're hysterical. She listens to like death metal while she cries and just screams in her car. It's very funny. Short show. I think it was 10 episodes, maybe not even. Definitely worth a try. A show that I liked that nobody liked was Frontier, that Canadian-based show with Jason Momoa, who plays Khal Drogo, Aquaman. Basically, he's like living off the land and finds like a group of natives, and really they're just like trying to fight for their land and everything, but it's all crazy. It's up Hanzo. Like I said, I really liked Frontier. They finished 3 seasons. I don't know if they're going to do a 4th, especially because he just did that show C on Netflix about where he's blind. So, oh, Big T, you liked it? That's good. Somebody else who liked that show. I did a whole episode of Nicktendo on that show. Really hard to do alone. Kind of wish I went back and chose something else, but had to talk about Jason Momoa, of course. AJ, this is a good one for you, maybe. Watch Bodyguard. The guy who plays Rob Stark, his name is Richard Madden. He's a regular cop. It's only 6 episodes, like an hour long. He's just a regular street cop. The show starts off with him on a train. He's got his 2 kids with him, and there is a bomb on board with somebody, and he kind of picks it up, and he keeps that first scene is like 20 minutes long, and he talks the person out of not blowing it up, and then he ends up getting in with not the Secret Service, like the government, specifically, and he's like a bodyguard for one person, and somebody wants her dead, and he doesn't know that at first, and he finds out, and that's a huge show where things turn to. And like I said, if you like Game of Thrones, Rob Stark, I'm a huge Richard Madden fan. I'll watch anything with him in it. It's weird, but I love it. Definitely worth trying for 6 episodes. And put your subtitles on. I know like everybody watches everything with subtitles now, so it's easy enough. But dude, you could bang it out in 6 hours. I'm not even kidding. Um, we did on Nicktendo episode 3. We did the Marvel shows. So we did Daredevil, The Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and the Iron Fist, and the Defenders, of course. Um, definitely watch. Like I said, I didn't watch Luke Cage. Dude, I watch everything with subtitles too now. I was listening to a radio station today, and they were literally saying like everything but sporting events. And I noticed that like even my dad will be sitting and watching a show, and he'll have the volume down just so we can read it at least at night. And it's like, okay, cool. And everyone's getting into the subtitle game. I even watch like The Office with it on, and whatever it is. What's cool with subtitles is you don't need the volume. So if I'm at work and there's nothing going on, I can quickly just throw it on. You do hate subtitles, dude. Movies are a little harder to watch with subtitles with no volume, but other than that, and it depends where they place the subtitles. Some shows will have it at the top, bottom. Typically, Netflix is at the bottom, depending on what else is going on at the bottom. If they're announcing like a lot of things, like who's on the show, and they're showing you the opening credits, they'll put them up top, and then it'll flip on you. I do hate when it's up top, so I'll give you that. But the Marvel shows, watch Daredevil. Daredevil is so good. 3 seasons. Oh, dude, that's fair. I didn't think of that. There's that show. I have no clue what it's called. I'm gonna botch it. It just came out of the comic book. It's super long. It looks like a cat. If you know the name of it, tell me, dude. I 100% admit that I will be caught watching those subtitles much more than paying attention to the show, because all of a sudden you can miss something in the show, like little things in the background, Easter eggs. It can totally blow your entire show, which sucks. You don't want to do that, of course. The Punisher was so good, and it's hard with those shows, the Marvel shows on Netflix, because like that's what it is. Second, that's the name of the comic. Oh god, Agretsuko. It's a Japanese show, but they dubbed it in English, so it's one of those things. But I want to check it out. I didn't get the comic when it came out 2 weeks ago. I wish I did. Punisher's so good. Like I said, it's hard with those Marvel shows because you have to watch them in order of like when they appeared. So like there's Daredevil, and then there's Jessica Jones. Like you gotta watch them in the order they came out. If you skip one, it can be a little hard. Like the Defenders doesn't make sense, and you can't watch Daredevil's seasons 1, 2, and 3 without watching the Defenders in between. I would hope so. The reading thing is hard, but it's so key now in so many things. I feel like one day we're gonna go to the movies and it's gonna be all subtitled. Daredevil was amazing. What's his name? Who plays Matt Murdock? I've seen him in a couple of other things. Oh yeah, Dylan's been talking to me. Yeah, but that's a Disney Plus thing, dude. I got to bring that up on a Disney Plus episode soon, when we do a Marvel episode. Dylan keeps talking to me about this show, Sabrina. It's called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It goes back to, it's like a spin-off, I don't remember how you really described it, of an old show on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Obviously, I don't remember what it was on. And he was telling me we're big Riverdale fans. If you've watched episode, what did we do? Riverdale on episode 27, maybe? I don't know. But they had they kind of flipped the switch. So it sounds like one of those cool things. He describes it as it's like they go to hell and they do all this stuff, and the characters change and transform, have these transformations, and it seems interesting. I don't know if it's exactly my cup of tea, but he recommends it all the time. A dark spin-off, that's what it is. It's more satanic. The cross-reference with Riverdale, so seems cool. And shows cross-reference, I love that stuff. And obviously, like, Riverdale is on Netflix. It's not a Netflix original, so for them to take it on that show that Dylan's talking about and spin it into it, super cool. Dude, everyone talks about Lucifer. Lucifer is now a Netflix show. What about Netflix picking up all these shows? They just picked up that one with the president. The Kiefer Sutherland show. Somebody help me out. The Designated Survivor. Netflix picked that up. So, the Marvel shows. Bright. Lock and Key was a comic, dude. Read it. If you can get into it, read it. I was talking about that last night on a show. I didn't start the show. Charlie Cox, thank you very much. Um, Lock and Key looks so good, and I didn't pick up a comic book for it today again. I haven't read it before. I want to read it before I watch it because I watched Umbrella Academy before reading the comic book. I'd like to do it in the proper order, book, then show. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's my goal is to do it. Some people said it starts off slow, but to just stick with it. So I'm very excited for that. I'm gonna try Lock and Key. All right, this movie Bright. It came out like 2 years ago. Um, Will Smith and this other guy that everyone knows, Joel Edgerton, live in this world where Will Smith is a human and Joel Edgerton plays like an orc. And the town is filled with fairies, orcs, pixies, all this other things that kind of like witches. It's a quick 2 hour movie. And Brights are like specialized people. Like they have like all these different rights, and the orcs are seen as like the gangbangers, like they're kind of the negative side of town people where the humans don't want to mess with them. But Will Smith's character and Joel Edgerton's character are cops and they're partners. And the whole thing is they have to work together. They can't like, go against each other or anything. Dude, part two is Joel Edgerton's character are cops and they're partners. And the whole thing is they have to work together. They can't like, go against each other or anything. Dude, part two is a pretty dark movie also. So Dylan, are you talking about Bright? Or are you still talking about? Oh no, you are absolutely. Yeah, no, that's the thing. The show bases it off of how like humans are racist towards orcs and vice versa. And when you watch the movie, you see what happens between the two of them. So as cops who, and you can see Will Smith just has a bad attitude towards his partner. Super cool. I didn't know you watched that, dude. We've talked about that with you. That's a good movie. This show, The Haunting of Hill House. Anyone who hasn't watched The Haunting of Hill House and is like a horror fan, you're nuts. You got to sit and watch it. It's kind of paranormal, I mean. But it's one of those things where, like, I watched it in 2 days, and it's been 2 years. They're going to do the second season at the end of this year, it sounds like. So it's been a 2-year wait. The show is awesome. The guy who played E.T. as a kid. Yes, I did watch it. The first time I went to Jimmy's in Vermont, we sat down and watched it one night. We watched 5 episodes, and the next day he's like, I'm going to bang in sick to work. And I said, dude, no, you're not. You're going to go to work. You're going to come home. We're going to finish The Haunting of Hill House. Super cool, super twisted, sick story with the brothers and sisters. Oh, it's not too scary for you. And I'd probably watch it again. So any part you're up to that you want to watch, bring me in, brother. Definitely do The Haunting of Hill House. And they're doing a second one. It's about how like the dad was an author and wrote these books, and he wrote about the Haunting of Hill House because he moved his kids there as a when they were younger. And then the show's all about how they grew older, and now they have like tie-ins back to go into the house. So it's cool, and the timeline is pretty good. There's a movie. If you know me, you know I'm kind of into like trap music and house music. It's called Ibiza Love Drunk. I don't remember what it was originally called. They changed the name of it, but it's Richard Madden, Rob Stark. He's a DJ, and this girl goes to another country or something for a vacation. She's just like a beat writer and needs to get away. And she goes and she falls for this DJ at a huge party at a raver, and that's what the thing is about, how like she thinks she'll never see him again. Then he messages her, they see each other. It's a cool movie. It's like an hour and a half. I wouldn't call it a rom-com. It's romantic, but yeah, Adam Sandler and Netflix have hooked up way too much. Him and Jennifer Aniston did that movie. I don't remember what it was called. Where they go on vacation. I watched it. It was kind of funny. At certain things with Adam Sandler are funny for only a couple of minutes, but he's gone nuts. I wouldn't call it a documentary. One of the stand-ups that Adam Sandler did was hysterical, where he raps Murder Mystery. That was the movie. And it was also, who's the guy who plays Gaston, Dylan? Luke Evans. He was in it too. He's just annoying, I've got to say. Luke Evans is like becoming one of those characters where I just look at him and I was like, you don't need to be the bad guy and everything, but also you're just not a good guy because you just make the same face in every movie. But Adam Sandler did that stand-up thing where it showed his tour, and he sang that song, Phone, Wallet, Keys. So realistic. All I thought to myself, I was like, wow, I literally do everything this man is talking about. That's definitely worth a watch. I don't remember what the actual name of it was, but 100% on train with Dylan of the Adam Sandler thing. It's not that it has to go, but it has to. Gotta watch it. If you liked Avatar: The Last Airbender, you gotta go for The Dragon Prince. Same group of people, Short episodes. You can watch season 1 in like 3 hours. They just finished season 3, and it's one of those shows where like I have a friend who got me into it, and he just rewatches it, and I literally like I'll watch it too. So whenever we work together, we try and get a couple of episodes in together because you can go back at any point. It has so many like hidden things, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of theories out there about the show. It is animated, just like it's literally drawn the same way as Avatar. Um, it's basically dragons used to rule the world, kind of, but like not in a bad way. And then the humans attacked. Started attacking one day, and that was it. So now the Dragon Prince is reborn, and they need to get it to like where it needs to truly be, and it needs to be raised properly to become sick, dude. There you go. Dragon Prince is so good. If you liked Avatar, watch it. If you say you're older and you didn't watch Avatar, I never watched all of Avatar, but I love the Dragon Prince. It's not like they're not going to come together, Avatar and Dragon Prince. So it's one of those things where you're looking for it, don't, because it's not happening. Avatar, I think, was 4 books. The Dragon Prince is 7 or 6 books technically. So, dude, get on it. Hansley finished it. Finish it. A movie we've all watched, and if you didn't, you don't have to. Bird Box. Sandra Bullock did Bird Box. If you see whatever it is that these people are seeing, you go nuts and you attempt to kill yourself. 2 hours you'll never get back. I didn't think it was great. Oh, that's right. Dan told me about The Legend of Korra. That's one of the ones I never got into. I think he has all of them, though. But, again, I just wasn't, at the time when The Airbender came out, I wasn't big into it. But I'm telling you, just throw the Dragon Prince on, Dylan. Try it. Or everybody, try it. It's super good. Super worth trying to play. Trying to watch, excuse me. I just read a text message that said play. 13 Reasons Why. I did 13 Reasons Why in a matter of like a month. Basically, this is how I break it down all the time. Bird Box was trash. The idea was different. 13 Reasons Why. You watch the first episode. You find out Hana kills herself. Clay, the other main character, gets this box of tapes, and he wants to listen to the tapes. He doesn't want to listen to the tapes, blah, blah, blah. All the characters involved are on a tape, basically, and all you're waiting for is Clay's tape. And when you get there, you're just like, it's finally here. But you think it's going to happen multiple times before it does. It's not the season finale, which is cool. And then, so that season 1 is basically like why she killed herself because of all these people, her 13 reasons why. Then you go and get into season 2, which is her family tries to sue the school as if they knew what was going to happen, and you find out based on those tapes what happens. It's an old show. Well, they're doing another season, but it just got cleared for it recently, so it's going to be probably a year before it comes out, or 2. I don't know. And then season 3 is somebody else dies, and you want to find out who killed them. New characters come and go. Characters change, man. It's one of those shows where you have characters that are so good for so long and then suck, and characters that suck that are good then suck. It goes so back and forth. Like you ask me and Dylan, if I liked this character, if you like that character behind closed doors, we might give you totally different answers. Or we'll tell you, like, he'll tell you this character was good, bad, good, and I might go vice versa. So it's just one of those things. You never know what's going to happen in 13 Reasons Why. And season 4 kind of has a good, the way season 3 ends, it kind of has a good start for season 4, though. I don't know, maybe, Hans. I'll think of it. I'm supposed to do something else with another comic group. We'll see if I can get in on it or not. If anyone remembers the show American Vandal, I didn't finish the first season. I watched a lot of it. That's about the kid who draws penises all over the high school and how he tries to swear it's not him, and they do all these videos and everything, and he's trying to prove himself innocent. We talked about Stranger Things a little earlier. I've never watched all of it. I've only watched like the first 3 episodes, and I didn't like it. So anyone who wants to go to war with Stranger Things right now, start doing it in the chat, and I'll catch up, because I'm not going to watch it. I just don't like it. I don't like the kid Dustin on all those commercials. 11, whatever her name is. Yeah, dude, that's what everyone says, and I'm just not into it. Some people watch that show from the minute it comes on until the season ends. What's crazy about Netflix, also, we'll talk about this, when a show tells you it's coming out when a show says it's coming out on this date, so let's say Friday, which is the 14th, if it tells you that the Mario Kart show is coming out on Friday the 14th, show doesn't come on until like 8 a.m. They don't give it to you at midnight, which is nuts. There's no time like that. It's always kind of back and forth, back and forth. So, American Vandal, as I was saying, not great. They did 2 seasons. I don't know why, but hey. I was wrong about Big Mouth, who created it, because now that I'm looking, Disenchantment. I want to make Disenchantment a whole episode on Nicktendo. My problem is I don't know who else watched it. Awesome show. The guy, Matt Groening, who did, and Trey Parker, who did Simpsons and Futurama. They did this. It's awesome. Medieval times. A couple of main characters, things you don't have to forget, but what a storyline. Every episode is like its own side story, but it ties into the main story. Super worth watching. 20-minute episodes. They just did season 2 just came out. Season 3 is gonna come out. So it's one of those things where if Matt Groening and Trey Parker can get in on it with Netflix, they're gonna make a fortune because they can do other shows. I think it's gonna be one of those things where they can put other shows in and spin it off of this one. There's a little elf from Elfland. His name is Alpho. Lucy is this little like cat thing from hell, but he's not a cat. It's weird. He's funny. He's basically like, there's the angel on Bean. Her name is Bean. She's the main character. There's an angel on her shoulder, and then this cat thing, this guy Lucy. And then her dad runs the kingdom. His name is Zog. Super hysterical show. That's another one of those shows like The Dragon Prince, where I can just put it on the background and just listen to it and just laugh. It's so funny. It's one of those. What else? That's all I had written. There's so many other things, obviously. Movies are popping up all the time. You can literally go to, let's talk about Triple Frontier. Great movie. If you like Ben Affleck, if you like Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaacs, he plays in that. Charlie Hunnam, who plays Jax Teller, he's in that. Really cool movie about these guys who just need to make a lot of money. They're like retired veterans who don't have much, and the way the country goes, they're not getting paid to do much. Like one guy works in a hardware store, he barely makes it, and then they get this idea to go take this place. Snowpiercer, so good. Oh my God, AJ, good call. Sorry to jump off of Triple Frontier. Snowpiercer is an awesome movie. Chris Evans is the main character, along with the guy from Jumper. I don't remember his real name. Not Hayden Christensen, the other guy. Snowpiercer is about how there's a long train, and every cart has like a different class of people. And Chris Evans starts out as like on the poor side, and he's with a handful of people, like so many people, and they want to work their way up because things aren't fair. Like the food isn't better, like the food is better, and there's all these rumors about what happens in the upper carts, and it's so sick, that movie, because he'll make his way up. The things you see in each cart are nuts. Like you feel like you're in a whole nother world, and it's the way it was meant to be. But AJ, good call, dude. What a good movie in Snowpiercer. Definitely check that out if you guys can. 2-hour movie, so worth watching. And if you're a Chris Evans fan, super cool. Oh, no way. See, I didn't watch Parasite. Is Parasite a Netflix movie? I don't think it is. I feel like it was one of those movies in theaters. It won so many things. And let's talk about this. When are we going to get a Netflix awards? Because obviously it's winning things at the Oscars and all these other shows, and everyone's complaining about it. You know what? Give it its own award show then. The hard part is going to be bringing all these people together to do it, but if you do a Netflix award show, you eliminate all that. Yeah, it's one of those things I feel like I have to watch it, especially working in the hospital. I feel like it's good to watch. I don't know. Maybe I'll learn a little something. Who knows? Definitely worth trying. I'm trying to think, looking around, if anything else rings a bell with Netflix. I don't know, but so many good things all the time. It's hard because I feel like I'm running out of things on Netflix, to be honest. So rewatching shows when I fall asleep is great. But sticking to the originals as much as I can. So let's see if there's anything else on here. I can probably pull it up. This is the new cam. This new camera is sick. AJ requested me to get this camera. Freaking love it. Still got the mic going. Camera changed the world. You can see everything. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, when I sit down to watch Netflix, I have to decide, do I have an hour? Do I have 3 hours? What am I going to watch? Am I going to watch a movie? Am I going to watch a show? you gotta time it out. Like I don't want to spend a whole day sitting home watching TV. I try to get a couple of other things in, but like the other night, I got done with everything, and I was like, you know what? I got a couple hours. I'm gonna watch Marriage Story. Worth watching. And I'm gonna sit. My other problem is falling asleep, dude. I will fall asleep. I fell asleep watching The Witcher at one point. I had to rewatch the season finale. I was like, crap. I was in and out watching it in the last hour. I was just so tired. And I was like, you know what? I gotta restart, finish the episode. So started it over. Wasted another hour just watching it that. What else? I'm trying to think of things I've just all of a sudden turned on. It's hard. Like Dylan said, there's just too many things to list, it's taken over, which isn't a bad thing, and it's crazy because Hulu has so many good things too. I've had Hulu for over a year. I just haven't dove into it 100% yet. There's a couple of shows I feel like I want to watch on there. I don't know about anything movie wise. Obviously, it has just a different selection than Netflix, and if it's got the things you want, go for it. Even Disney Plus. I haven't turned on Disney Plus since I was in Vermont. I'm gonna watch The Lion King hopefully Saturday. I'm gonna watch Aladdin soon. I still haven't watched that. I'm gonna rewatch The Mandalorian. I think I'm gonna rewatch The Mandalorian like a week before the new one's gonna come out. That makes the most sense. I'm trying to think what other platforms there are. I have DC Universe. I watch Titans on that. The cool thing about that stuff is that every show comes out weekly, but I don't know what's better. Is it better to have the show come out one episode weekly, or do you want to like Netflix and get it all at once? Because my thing is you finish it and now there's nothing to do. That kind of nerves me a little bit, and it's not a bad thing. I just wish there was more to it. So let's get a panel open. Let's vote. Who wants to vote? All at once, or you want to see it weekly? I understand both. I fight for both sides. Weekly gives you a chance to wait. Yeah, exactly, dude. I don't have anything on. I started watching Endgame again the other day. That was it. I didn't finish it. I only watched 10 minutes because something else popped up, thankfully. But yeah, binge. See, binge is great. You get a day off. If you get so Dylan gets off every 3 Fridays. You get that Friday off. You wake up early in the morning, binge something. I agree. But at the same time, you can kind of sit on it and watch 2 episodes at a time. So The Mandalorian episode 1 comes out the day before episode 2 comes out. Watch episode 1 back to back up maybe. Oh, Gargoyles. Yeah, see, I forgot all that stuff is on there, like the original X-Men. But paying a monthly subscription, they're screwing you. Oh, I didn't think of that. I guess it's because of all the other stuff they give you to watch. Oh, a good movie, and this is kind of corny from Netflix. A Christmas Prince, a night before Christmas it was called. Vanessa Hudgens is in it. I feel like that's all you gotta know. You should watch it right there. Corny, cute Christmas movie. So it'll be a hit next year too. It was a good hit this year. Watched it with a handful of people. It was fun. It has some good humor in it and everything. What else? I've got to say my top recommendations. Flaked. Like I said, watch Flaked. If you like Will Arnett, I know he's hard to go with. Go for it. Watch Flaked. What did you start doing? I don't even remember what the last thing I just talked about was, dude. What did I talk about? Oh, you did start watching that movie, yeah. No, somebody told me about that because didn't that get taken off, AJ, the Fire Festival documentary? Somebody told me it was real. Then that's the thing that isn't real. That's right. And they get a whole bunch of people to buy tickets and go with it. I feel like I remember that. Good call. I would watch that. That sounds good. That's something I should put on my list. I'm going to write that down. I'll use my Mickey Mouse pen. I love these corny little pens. Sick, dude. What else we got? It's on the list. Dude, Paul Rudd. Okay, so Dylan said watch that show, Living with Yourself. I feel like I watched that, AJ. I don't know, though. So Living with Yourself with Paul Rudd. I watched the trailer. It just didn't seem like my cup of tea, but I love Paul Rudd. It's one of those things I feel like if I'm sitting and there's nothing to watch, I would turn that on. I didn't watch Abducted in Plain Sight. There was a show called The Captive, a movie. The Captive. Ryan Reynolds. His daughter gets taken 20 minutes. Years ago. And she's been there the whole, like, it's one of the things where you find out where she went and everything. Yeah, we talked about Bright for a while, dude. You weren't there? Come on, we were just talking about it before. That's the longest thing we talked about. My dude AJ. AJ, when are you gonna be on an episode, man? We gotta cue you in. If you can teach me how to put other people on this YouTube, bring it in, brother. It says participants. That's fair. What were we also just talking about? The Captive is Netflix. Yeah, check it out. I feel like there's other things. I feel like there's a million things, but The Captive, I'm like 99% sure is Netflix, to be honest. Ryan Reynolds is another person who's just doing a lot of Netflix stuff. So on the side, he's kind of like, I'll do Marvel and then I'll do Netflix, and he's making it work, and it's making it work wonderfully. Good for him. But I can't believe we went 40 minutes. I didn't expect to go 40 minutes. This was good. I'm trying to stay under hours for everybody, and this was good. Your participation was all greatly appreciated. We'll do a like for the Spider-Man pop for my next show, which let's talk about that. Today I did my new comic book episode. Also, if you don't mind, on YouTube, drop a like. I would love it. If you want to comment. I can read comments I didn't know and respond. So very interested in doing that for everybody. Trying to carry as Anna. I've only been I played quick play the other day for like an hour. Fun, hard. Game is just hard, and it's so toxic. People I don't even know I wanted to yell at, and I was like, I can't. I don't want to be fighting people I don't know. Monthly calendar. We are in February, and I'm looking at March. That doesn't help at all. Today, new comic book day. Next, look at this. Next week, Nicktendo episode 34, all about Ryan Reynolds. We're gonna do it. Gonna watch as much stuff with Ryan Reynolds as I can. Dylan is my huge Ryan Reynolds guy. You'll probably see him on that next week. We'll go through a lot of the stuff he's watched, movies, shows, whatever he does, and we'll get into it. All right, guys? So again, solid, Hans. Solid. I haven't gotten MVP of anything. I just tried like carrying as Lucio. Didn't work. Didn't work at all. Buried. So good. You are slotted for Ryan Reynolds, homie. You're up, brother. So next week, it should be Wednesday. I am trying so hard to lock in a day and time. That's my goal. Also, by next week, we have a new logo. I'm going to take out all the logos I used for my one and make it one thing. So we'll see how that goes. My goal, like I said, is to have it done next week and put on the computer so it looks nice rather than something handwritten. We'll go with that. After Ryan Reynolds, the next Wednesday is a new comic book day every other week. It's nice to be back. I've got to say, it's fun doing this. And then coming in March, I think I have a lot of actors coming up. Ooh, March 4th, the episode is going to be on A Quiet Place. I can't even read my own handwriting. Watch A Quiet Place beforehand because we're going to talk about what happened in the first one. We're going to go into what's going to happen in the second one. We're going to do as much as we can. The movie comes out in March, so we're going to do that episode before the movie comes out and check it out. Me and Dylan have been on a movie kick. Maybe we'll do an exclusive one day and just talk about all the movies we've been seeing. Going to see Sonic on Friday, it sounds like, and trying to see Doolittle before then. So everybody, thank you so much for your participation. You guys are sick. Awesome job. Again, it would be awesome if you guys could drop a like and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, no big deal. If you don't like, no big deal. I love you all anyways. Thank you guys. Have a good night. We saw Bad Boys, 100% worth seeing.